Hello everyone, welcome to Bhavishya Academy. We are back with our favorite MCQ series, which is Ecology and Environment of October 2025 month for the upcoming examinations. And as we have done the series from the last thing, hope you are following and liking. Please subscribe our channel for more updates. And we will start the topic. The first question of today is, with reference to green hydrogen, consider the following statements. The first one is, green hydrogen production uses renewable energy sources such as solar or wind power for electrolysis. Green hydrogen emits significantly lower carbon emissions compared to grey hydrogen, which is produced from fossil fuels. Okay, we will see that. The Bureau of Energy Efficiency is under Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, which oversees the green hydrogen initiative in India. Okay, we will see that. So, which of the above statements are correct? 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3. Try to answer this question in 15 seconds. I'll explain you the topic. Okay, green hydrogen refers to the hydrogen which is produced using electrolysis, which is powered by renewable energy sources like solar and wind. If we take this as the water molecule, the power that is used, the energy that is used to break down this water molecule into hydrogen and oxygen is the process of electrolysis. So when we use energy sources such as solar and wind for cleavage of this water molecule for producing hydrogen and oxygen as the remnant, we consider it as the cleaner source of energy because zero greenhouse gas emissions emit from this. So this is completely reduce the carbon emissions and which is a cleaner fuel. Yes. So the green hydrogen production uses renewable energy sources such as solar, wind power for electrolysis. Right. Green hydrogen emits significantly lower carbon emissions compared to grey hydrogen. Yes. In grey hydrogen, for cleavage of this water molecule, the energy that is used is from natural gas. So when natural gas is utilized to cleavage or to break this water molecule to produce hydrogen, generally greenhouse gas emissions are emitted. So that is the reason we does not consider as cleaner fuel because of emissions of greenhouse gas emissions, because we use natural gas as the fuel which is produced from fossil fuels. Yes, so this statement also becomes right because it is lower carbon emissions. And the third statement is the Bureau of Energy Efficiency is under MNRE. This is the wrong statement. This organization of Bureau of Energy Efficiency is under Ministry of Power. Okay, so Ministry of New and Renewable Energy oversees the green hydrogen initiative is the right statement, but Bureau of Energy Efficiency is under Ministry of Power. Okay, so this makes the third statement wrong. So the right answer is 1 and 2. Here we will also know about blue hydrogen. What is one other type of hydrogen known as blue hydrogen? This is for breaking of this water molecule to produce hydrogen as the outcome. We use natural gas as the fuel, but the emitted greenhouse gas emissions are captured and sequestered. So we call this process as carbon sequestration, and it is stored underground as a remnant reservoir, so that this is not released back into the atmosphere, so that it considerably or significantly reduces the greenhouse gas emissions. So this is how this blue hydrogen is somehow cleaner fuel than grey hydrogen. If you kind of ask the increasing order of greenhouse gas or cleaner fuel, green hydrogen is more cleaner than blue. Blue is more greener than grey hydrogen. Okay, I hope you have got a clear picture of what is green hydrogen, blue hydrogen, grey hydrogen. ठीक है? Okay. Fine. So we also have National Green Hydrogen Mission outcomes, that is 5 million metric tons of green hydrogen by 2030 is the National Green Hydrogen Policy is targeting, and it is targeting 6 lakh new green jobs, 60 to 100 gigawatts of electrolyzer installments, 125 gigawatts renewable energy for green hydrogen production, over 8 lakh crore investments, and 50 million metric tons of carbon abatement cumulatively. Okay. So there are numerous benefits of green hydrogen, and the current government is very much moving towards this green hydrogen policy and installing all the plants regarding green hydrogen. Hope you understood this topic. The right answer is A. Okay. Okay. Then we'll go to the next topic. That is, second question is of the day is, consider the following statements regarding coral larvae cryobank. So this is an assertion reasoning typing question. So UPSC is asking these type of questions, so please be aware of this. The establishment of a coral larvae cryobank in Southeast Asia is a significant step towards marine biodiversity conservation. Okay. So the cryobank allows for the long-term preservation of coral genetic material, enabling reef restoration even if species face extinction in the wild due to climate change. Okay. So try to answer this question. I'm giving you 15 seconds of your time. Okay. So yes, the establishment of coral larvae cryobank in Southeast Asia is a significant step towards marine biodiversity conservation, as we are witnessing coral bleaching like events, as we are witnessing biodiversity loss because of rising ocean temperatures and other environmental stressors. We are trying to create a genetic seed vault. We are trying to create a genetic seed vault for corals, because it provides a crucial tool for safeguarding the future of these vital marine ecosystems. Okay. And the reason is, the cryobank allows for long-term preservation of coral genetic material, yes, enabling reef restoration, because of more than 50% of coral reefs are undergoing coral bleaching. For example, it may be in Australian Great Barrier Reef or in the Coral Triangle, as we have discussed in the last topic. So as they are witnessing coral bleaching like events, so reef restoration becomes a primacy in biodiversity conservation, as we call corals as rainforests of the ocean. Okay. So because this technique preserves this genetic diversity. This technique preserves genetic diversity for decades, and it revives the damaged species, damaged reefs also, and it reintroduces the damaged or extinct coral species also. So it revives the damaged reefs, it reintroduces the species, and it enriches the genetic diversity. So that is how coral larvae cryobank is very, very important, and which is stored through a process called as vitrification. Okay, so the statement that here the answer is both A and assertion and reasoning are true, and reason is the correct explanation of A. Fine. And you need to know this, that the Philippines has launched the first coral larvae cryobank to fight mass reef die-off. So which country launched the coral larvae cryobank? That is Philippines. So this is how the genetic seeds of corals will germinate and they grow. So this becomes a very, very important in your exam. So the answer is A. So please try to read more about this topic. And we will be going into the third question of the day, that is, consider the following statement regarding India's biosphere reserves and Ramsar sites. The first statement is, India has more biosphere reserves included in UNESCO's world network of biosphere reserves than Ramsar sites. Okay. The number of Ramsar sites in India has more tripled between 2012 and 2025. Okay. India has the highest number of Ramsar sites in Asia. Oh. So we need to know this. Just try to answer this question in 15 seconds. I'm giving you this time. Okay. India has more biosphere reserves included in UNESCO World Network of Biosphere Reserves than Ramsar sites. This statement is wrong, as in India we know that we only have 18 biosphere reserves. As of now, India has designatedly 18 biosphere reserves, out of which 13 are recorded or identified under UNESCO's World Network of Biosphere Reserves. Okay? That is very, very important. It becomes very important that India has 18 biosphere reserves. Out of these 18, 13 have been recognized under UNESCO's World Network of Biosphere Reserves. As of now, the Ramsar sites in India are 93. And they are increasing, and because of the registration in under Ramsar Convention, they are increasing. So you need to update your current affairs. Yes, the number of Ramsar sites in India has more than tripled between 2025, right? Yes, the statement is right. The first statement is incorrect. India has the highest number of Ramsar sites in Asia. Yes, we are proud to say this, that India has the highest number of Ramsar sites, as we are conserving more, identifying more, we are mapping more, and they are coming under Ramsar Convention. So India has the highest number of Ramsar sites in Asia. Yes. So here the answer becomes only 2. So what are the other things that you need to remember for your exam is, you need to study all these 18 biosphere reserves. You need to study all these 18 biosphere reserves where they are located. For example, Coal Desert is located in Himachal Pradesh. Nanda Devi Valley of Flowers National Park is biosphere reserve is located in Uttarakhand. Kutch Biosphere Reserve in Gujarat, and Seshachalam, Gulf of Mannar, Kanchenjunga, Sundarbans, Nokrek, Dibang. So you need to know that all the star marked are placed under UNESCO's World Network of Biosphere Reserves. So what are those 13 out of 18 UNESCO's World Network of Biosphere Reserves? You need to know this. So please try to study this, because the questions have been already asked that which biosphere reserves is situated in which state of India. Okay? And even Ramsar sites have been asked in numerous examinations, including UPSC, and they will be asking. So you need to study all the Ramsar sites. At least you need to go through every day, like which Ramsar site. For example, Asan Barrage is under Uttarakhand. Okay. In Ladakh, Sokar and Somorari Lake are there. In Andhra Pradesh, Kolleru Lake is there. In Odisha, what are the Ramsar sites? In the whole India, the Tamil Nadu has more number of Ramsar sites, followed by Uttar Pradesh. So you need to know which Ramsar site comes under which state, because this question has been a recurrent question for every year they are asking. Okay, so please go through this, and yes, the statement 2 is right. Fine, and we'll be going to the next question. The fourth question of the day is, consider the following statements regarding the greenhouse gas emission intensity target rules 2025. Okay. This becomes a very, very important. These rules are the first legally binding emission reduction targets for specific industrial sectors in India. Okay. The rules mandate the CPCB to issue tradable carbon certificates to compliant industries. Okay. The compliance mechanism under these rules is exclusively applicable to large-scale industries with a complete exemption for MSMEs. Okay, so if you have the knowledge of this topic where you have read this current affair, try to answer this question, and I'll explain you in 15 seconds. Okay. So first things first, that is we need to know this is greenhouse gas emission intensity target rules 2025 are notified by Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, and they have established India's first legally binding emission reduction targets. Till now, whatever the emission targets that we have are non-legally binding, and they are not binding in nature. But this is the first time that they have been made first legally binding for specific industrial sectors. What do you mean by specific industrial sectors? Here, the Minister of Environment, Forest, Climate Change have recognized some sectors like aluminium, chloralkali, like sectors which are large scale sectors, so that they should reduce their emission targets. Okay, so it's not like these emission intensity target rules are applicable for all the industries such as MSMEs. For example, MSMEs, these target rules does not apply to MSMEs. These target rules mostly applicable to the large scale industrial units. This is how MOFCC have been drafted these target rules, and these rules mandate the rules mandate the CPCB to issue tradable carbon certificates to compliant industries. No, the rules mandate the Bureau of Energy Efficiency. The rules mandate the Bureau of Energy Efficiency, as we have discussed, which is under Ministry of Power, to issue tradable carbon credit certificates to compliant industries. Okay, so this statement is incorrect. And as you should know that CPCB is constituted under Water Act 1973, Water Act Prevention and Control of Regulation Act 1973, and Bureau of Energy Efficiency mandates or it issues tradable carbon credit certificates to compliant industries. Okay, and the compliance mechanism, as the third statement goes, that the compliance mechanism under these rules is exclusively applicable to large scale industries with a complete exemption. No, see, I told you that yes, these rules does not apply to MSMEs, but it does not mean that there is a complete exemption. Okay, so this is the overwhelming statement, overwhelming word that has been used. It's not a complete exemption, it's not a blanket exemption that MSMEs are completely they're out of these target rules. Okay, there is a limited application even to the MSMEs, but these rules are majorly targeting large scale industries. So we need to know this, that yes, the answer is only one. We need to know this, that this is the first legally binding emission targets for specific industries like cement, aluminium, pulp and paper, chloralkali, because these are one of the highest emission sectors. Previously they used to be voluntary, but now they are not voluntary. And yes, as I told you, that Bureau of Energy Efficiency issues carbon credit certificates, and you should also know this, that the rules are applied to a specific list of 282 high emission industrial units across 4 sectors. So it does not mean that a complete or blanket exemption for MSMEs are applicable in nature. Okay, next, fifth question, we are running out of time. Consider the following statements regarding Nagarhole National Park. Hope you understood the previous topic, which is important. Consider the following statements regarding National Park. Yeah, the swampy grasslands or hudloos within Nagarhole are seasonal and vital for herbivore congregation. Nagarhole forms the easternmost boundary of Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. As we have discussed, Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve is in Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and Kerala, which is sandwiched between these 3 states. And the Kabani River originates inside Nagarhole and flows into the Arabian Sea. So I'll let you know the answer. The answer is yes, the first statement is right, the second statement is right, and the third statement is incorrect. The Kabani River, because the UPSC focuses on where the river is being originated, the Kabani River does not originate inside Nagarhole. Okay, so please look into this, that this is a Nagarhole Tiger Reserve and National Park, and this all area comes under our Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. Okay, so the Kabani River forms the the Kabani River forms the northernmost boundary of Nagarhole Tiger Reserve. It does not originate in Nagarhole Tiger Reserve. And as you can see this diagram, yes, the swampy grasslands, we call them as hudloos. For example, in Manipur, in Loktak Lake, we call those swampy grasslands as fumdis. So you need to know this, that what are the grasslands we call in Manipur, or swampy grasslands in Nagarhole National Park, we call them as hudloos within Nagarhole. And they are seasonal and they are vital for herbivore congregation, because the more number of elephants, tigers, we have a diversity of species exists over there in Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. Okay, and Nagarhole lies on the eastern edge. Okay, this is the Biosphere Reserve of Nilgiri. This is the eastern edge. Of Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve, and it is a contiguous. See, as you can see, that Nagarhole Biosphere Reserve is contiguous with Bandipur, Wayanad, and Mudumulai. So these Nagarhole is contiguous with Bandipur, Wayanad, Mudumulai. So this question has already been asked in UPSC, that which national parks or which tiger reserves comes under Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. You need to know this, that Wayanad, Bandipur, Mudumulai, Nagarhole tiger reserves and national parks or wildlife sanctuaries comes under Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. Okay, so as I told you that Kabani River does not originate in Nagarhole. It flows on the northern flank of this river, and this Kabani River ultimately joins the what we call the Kaveri River, and which drains into Bay of Bengal. It actually drains into Bay of Bengal and not Arabian Sea. So this thing that is, you need to know that, because this river is ecologically crucial to the park in a boundary, and it's not an originating one. Okay, so yes, the answer is only 2, and you can see the Nagarhole. Please visit if you are interested in biodiversity. Fine, thank you for viewing this session. I hope you liked it. Hope the video is informative, and we will meet in the next session of the series, and hope you enjoyed a lot, and please be subscribe to the channel, and thank you. Have a nice day.